Alright, let's go. So, I know that I said that I would do example solves through, like, 5 to 7, but I decided I'm going to do 4 to 7 also, and we'll go from there. So, this circumstance, white center, is pretty much what I would do. For that there, I have this in back, into that center right there, okay? Then the red-white edge, and since I'm looking through a camera, I'm not going to look ahead very well. I see I have these blue-white, and then the green-white, I was tracking with that right there, okay? And then I can do one of two things for centers. I'm going to do actually full centers, because I have that right there for blue, and then I'm going to start with red, making a bar, putting green there, and inserting green in the back. Okay. Then we have these two edges, which I made in the back, pulled them out into the top, and then inserted with a D, like that. So it works. And then my pairing, I slice it this way. You can slice it any way that you want to, but that's how I do it. So this is a red green. So I have the red green. I'm looking at the orange blue here, and then I'm looking at the red right there with the rotation. And then I have these two without even looking in the back here. And then that's the red in there. And then I have three edges. So I rotate once and insert that to there. Okay. And then F2L is pretty standard. And that's the OL parity right there. And then OL, and POL, which is parity, into the good GD pen. Okay, so that's 4x4, a little bit faster paced. Let's go on to 5x5. So for centers, I would probably do green first here, because I have this really easy middle bar into this back corner, preserving this and this. So I've got my entire center predicted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this to preserve this here to line up with that, make this bar, and bring this out while inserting that, and make the bar there, okay? And then that's going to be a Z2 into the middle bar on blue, and just making bars at this point, I guess. So I have this bar here and this bar, so I do this, U2 and this, and then insert, okay? Now since I have this, I'm going to be doing the black center next, because reduction, but this is a unique circumstance. So I had planned to do this to be able to skip this case. So what I'm going to do instead is, since I have this bar, I'm going to bring this down and then make the center while preserving this bar there, cycling the corner over and going from there. And then we have the yellow center, because that's in front and that's easiest to see. So I'm going to set these two up into this here, setting this case up into more of a T with a D2 there, corner cycle, and there. And then for the last two centers, I'm going to do this one on top instead of this on bottom. Actually, never mind, this would be more moves, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, first pair that I saw coming out was this. So the red-white, I'm going to slice, flip, and slice back. I was tracking this blue here without wanting to, and I know that I have flipped one in the back here, so I do that. I'm looking at this edge right there, so I go right into the red-yellow. I'm looking at this edge to see if I can see any, which I can't. So I see what I can right here, which is the black-yellow, but I also rotated and saw the screen, so I'm going to do this here, and then insert the black-yellow like that to set up for the next pair. Do a Z2 to do this pair here, and I'm actually watching this black-white, so I'm inserting that, slicing over to make the black-white, and then since this is pre-made, and I saw a white back there, I'm going to do the white here, and then for pairs, this is the last pair here for the red-green, slice, flip a slice, and insert into centers, and first 8 edges being done. Now I'm going to the last edges. I see this pair, so I'm going to do the MU2M flip. And same thing with this one, just simple enough. And then a last 4 edges algorithm that I don't know really, so I just do another one that forces parity. And then pretty much that's 3x3 stage, but I see this pair. So I'm going to do what I can to preserve that pair, which is probably really inefficient. Yeah, it's really inefficient, but that did give me a decent enough F2L, which I messed up because I'm looking through the camera. And then OL, and QL, which is a JA. So that's 5x5 there. Let's go ahead and do 6x6, working up in the world. Now, if I was color neutral 6x6, I would totally do blue, and I'm just going to do it anyways. So we have this first bar into that second bar, making it here, and then I was tracking this third bar over here, and the fourth bar is actually an edge bar, which I remembered at the last moment. So there we go. That's blue center done in a relatively short amount of time. So now I have this green bar here, and second green bar. Third green bar is really simple there, and then fourth green bar is also simple. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is, let's say we're going to make red, because red looks really nice. So I made this bar here, and then I'm going to match up this corner here. And of course I was dumb and messed up. Okay. Don't mind that mistake. Okay. So now, let's get back to what we're doing. Let's do red. Connect the corner to the second red. Right there, and then next to the center, and I messed up the reading. This is why I don't do 6x6 all that well. Okay. So now above red here in this circumstance should be white. I think. No. Above red, and this should be yellow. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this yellow bar. We have a really lucky second bar, and then what I actually do for centers is a really weird last three centers kind of thing. So I made the bar here in front, then the bar here in back. So now I'm going to solve the bar in back first, which just creative ways, I guess. So just make the bar as usual, and then you can cycle a lot better for the one in back. And the one in front here, we have to cycle that like regular last two centers, connect the corner, and do a comb. Okay. Centers are rough, but let's get into pairing. Okay, so what I see right here is I see the green and white, which is really, really nice, I guess. Okay, so we have this green white, and then that green white edge, and the next green white edge is right there. Okay, while I was doing that, I saw the blue, yellow, and the orange white. I'm going to do the orange white just to make it easy on myself. And then I'm going to push that over to be able to do that without a rotation or sledge. So now, let's look into the red, yellow, and okay, let's not, because I see I have this in the back, and now we do a rotation, because we don't see the edge on the bottom, so we have to rotate. And now that we're on top here, we remember that there was a really, really nice red-white, so we're going to do the red-white, pull out this pair right here, and then flip over to do the red-white. Since we have the red-white here, we're going to do blue-yellow, and remember this pair that we pulled out to preserve, and then we go ahead and do that. Next pair that's obvious is the green-yellow, and then the green-orange right there. So that's simple enough pairing, I guess. And then last 4 edges, I see I have this blue one, so I'm going to slice on this, and this is a really unique situation, so I'm going to flip this to get a slice on that there. So I'm actually really seeing a lot on these last 4 edges. I'm just going to slice for that one to set up for a slice up on that, and then we should have a no parity case right here, which we do because we do that M2, I guess, slice, flip, and then slice back. No parity case. Let's get into the solve, or the final parts of the solve. So that's cross done as usual. First pair here, second pair here, and then third and fourth pair are just difficult. Going to try to get some edge orientation, which we did. Do the OOL, and no PO parity. No parity at all in this solve, so really lucky. So that's 6x6 done. Let's go into 7x7, which will take the longest of them all. Okay. So in this circumstance, I'm definitely going to go for black here, because that's a 2-move black. Or I can go for red, which is a 1-move bar. Okay, so what we're looking at here is either a 2-move black bar, like that, or a 1-move red bar, like this. So I actually think I'm going to do the 1-move red bar, because we have that edge connected to here, and that can be cycled over like that. So I've already made this bar this quickly into the solve. So we've got 2 bars right there. Next thing that we want to try to do is make the middle bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out, connect up all of these, and then put it back into the slice like that. Because for 7x7 here, we want to try to minimize rotations, and everything like that is good. So that's a 4th bar, and then a 5th bar right here. And since 7x7 is so free, I guess, you can just insert it like that. And then we have the black bar here. I'm going to pull this corner out, make this edge, put this in to take out this here. And then the next thing that we want to do is make either a corner bar or a middle bar. I'm going to opt for middle bar right there. So we have middle bar there. This is a really nice pair waiting to happen. Okay, this is a really nice pair waiting to happen. So we make that bar, put it up, rotate back, connect these 2 here, notice that we have the edge pairs. Insert this. And then the last bar. Okay. So now, I'm going to do, I know that I said that this is going to be reduction, but, like, this is too good to pass up. So that's the first cross edge, okay? Next, I see that I have this red-white, which is really nice and easy to build. So we have these 4, then I have this 5th red-white into the M2 and insert, okay? Then we have this black-white, I guess, but we also have this red-yellow. The red-yellow is definitely the better option. So we have that. And now the first 3 edges are done in a relatively satisfying amount of time. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So we're going to be doing the yellow center, and I don't really like doing middle bar first, but we're going to do middle bar first in this one, because I see that I have this middle bar. We can cycle that here and have this edge really quickly up here. So now, I just made the second bar. I'm not doing the best at walking through, but I guess that works. So I'm going to bring this down and cycle this over, which will give us most of a bar, and then put that here. And then I'm going to start matching up the middle here, and then put that on the bottom. And I remember that I had this before I did that, so I'm going to bring this up, cycle this edge right here, bring this down, and there we go. That's yellow right there. Okay, next up we're going to do blue. So this is obviously the best choice. So I'm going to go ahead, set that up, and make this. Okay, so now I have this bar here that I'm trying to attach to the middle center to make an edge bar. I put that over, and we have really good cases, but I'm doing middle bar. And then what I would do is I would do the back bar, which is really simple with a 3 move. That one's also really simple because that was pretty much pre-made. And then we have this, which is a 3 move into that being made there, and then inserting that into the back, rotating up and doing a D2, and from here the centers are pretty much rotationless from this point. So we have that. That's already pre-made. We go ahead and do this into the back. We can connect this to here, cycle the edge, cycle the corner, insert into the back, cycle this edge right here, and then connect that edge that was down the layer, up and then down, connect the corners, and then we're pretty much to a commutator. Okay. So that was the last 3 centers, I guess. And then what I'm going to do next is last cross edge, which is going to be black-white. So we have this right here. And now I'm looking for the final edge, which is there. So I'm going to move this over and move that over to flip. Then when I'm done flipping, I'm going to bring that back. And now we're looking at this red-blue. So we have the red-blue. And then I noticed that I had the last piece in back. So I'm going to do this. And also while I did that, I noticed I messed up that. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this into the bottom instead of that into the bottom, into the same difference. Now I'm going to do the green and white, which I kind of made a little fancy with the cycle there. And then what we're going to do here is the blue-yellow, and this is a little bit of a trick. You can do this and then like really do a lot of flipping, but what we're going to do is we're going to do this and then insert this, So we take it out, and then we can sledgehammer it back in to reduce the flip, and then we're looking at the blue-white, which requires one flip, and there we go. So that's those edges done, and we realign the layers here, and see what we can do. Best case scenario is definitely to do the black-yellow, so I'm going to connect this to make it convenient, cycle this up, and then back down. That was all to preserve this bar right here, which we're going to insert into here with a flip, into here with a flip, and then find the last edge, which is over there, and there we go. Now we have a unique situation. This should be a no parity case. If you just did slice up slices, it would be parodies, but I know this algorithm, so we're going to go ahead and do that algorithm, and there we go. Okay, and then let's go ahead and finish up the solve, which is pretty standard. So first F2L pair, second F2L pair, third pair, fourth pair, OOL, and okay. And so what happened is I ran out of footage time and memory, so you missed out on 7x7 POL. It was the UPrim, and there we go. I guess, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed or whatever and learned something or whatever, because I'm just a mediocre solver. Okay, bye.